you so much again for attending the Mobilize Your Academic Library webinar. My name is Megan Pizzini. I'm the Director of, actually this does not have my correct title, I'm the Director of Accounts and Business Development here at Boopsie. I also head our academic team. If at any time you have any questions, just feel free to chat them in, and I'll answer your questions throughout the course of my webinar today. So I won't kind of make you wait for an answer or anything like that. So today we're going to discuss kind of the mobile technology landscape and Boopsie really as your mobile solution partner as the industry leader in providing mobile apps for libraries. And then we're going to do a live demo. I'm going to touch on a couple of other subscription services that we offer that are pretty new and exciting here. And then I'll answer questions again throughout the course of the presentation. So thank you all so much for taking the time out of your day. And I'll keep our webinar to half an hour today. So today I just wanted to highlight that there is kind of this changing academic mobile landscape. And students more and more are ready to use their mobile devices for academics. And they're looking for, to their instructors, to their libraries, really to their institutions for opportunities to do so. So they have all of these devices, they're using them all the time. The question is, how can they utilize and leverage these devices to achieve academic success? I think it's a real question on the top of everybody's minds, and how to reach students in a way that they're accustomed to, because more and more the way that they're accessing information on these mobile devices is in a very intuitive, easy-to-use way. They're used to accessing information at the tap of a button. And the question is, how can you bring your library's resources and some of your functions to your students? And again, today students own more and more mobile devices. It's not uncommon for students to own, myself not excluded, I'm not a student, but I know many, many people that own a tablet, a smartphone, an MP3 player, a laptop, a desktop, and they have all these different internet-capable devices, and really they're oftentimes carrying around the lightest device, which is either their tablet or their smartphone, and students are even taking notes in class on these devices. More and more you're seeing this today, and again, students expect access to information in certain ways. It's very easy to use. They get very frustrated if it's difficult to find something. And again, how can you deliver information to your students? And when students, this is a great study I love. So when students were asked how they wanted to use their smartphones as academic tools, or how they were using their smartphones as academic tools, 2 out of the top 3 reasons were specifically related to library functions, which are to look up information and to access digital resources. So I find this statistic, it's kind of a shock to the system, because I ask all of our libraries, both prospective customers as well as current customers, how are you meeting the students' demand for access to information on their smartphones? They clearly want to look up information. They want to access your digital resources. And the question is your library website really enough anymore? So what does going mobile mean to us here at Boopsie? So for us, it means 24/7, 365 access. So we bring your library's resources and functions to the mobile app user, so your students and your other research communities. And so they're able to really access this information in a very intuitive, easy-to-use way. It's great for self-learning. It's great if the student is traveling, let's say studying abroad, studying at home in between an externship and work. So all sorts of things. A lot of students are taking on leadership positions on campus, and how can they maximize the time, the breaks that they have to achieve academic success? And again, it's kind of this idea of breaking down information in a very digestible way, in a way that they're accustomed to. Of course, this is going to increase student engagement, and there was a study recently done, it was for undergraduate students specifically, but I'm sure it applies to all institutions. But the more a student is engaged with their campus library, the less likely it is that they're going to drop out. So it has a direct effect on student retention rates. I kind of slowed that down because I was realizing I was about to say it backwards. But student retention rates and student engagement with library resources at our campus library has a direct effect on student retention rates. And so if your campus generally is questioning whether mobile is the way to go, again, this effect on student retention rates when, college applications are down these days, how can you retain the students that you do have? And I think there is an interest on a university-wide level to increase student engagement with library resources. Of course, you're going to increase your circulation and get a better return on investment for your digital subscriptions. So you're paying a ton of money for all this great content, and you should really think about how you're distributing that information. Is it intuitive? Is it easy to use? And I'll go over some highlights on why mobile and why we only do library mobile apps, because we firmly believe that what we're doing is the way that users expect access to information. So that's kind of our belief system. It's backed up by statistics and all sorts of studies, and we'll go over a little bit more about that. Of course, it's going to help you acquire new patrons, but acquire new users of your libraries, and also change the views that your current student body does have about your library. The library isn't just a place to charge your phone. It's a great learning tool. It's a fun-filled place with all sorts of great information and content, and students oftentimes have no idea about the breadth of the library's resources. And so this is a way, again, for them to self-learn, because students are really into that. Students have a hard time approaching librarians. So this is a great way to incorporate your content, and so students aren't really getting frustrated during the research process. But we can also incorporate your research guides as well. And again, you're aggregating all of your great digital resources into a single app. I apologize for that. So some things to consider when you're considering your solution, your mobile solution. Is your solution customizable? Is it library branded? Here at Boopsie, all of our apps are completely library branded, so you won't see Boopsie kind of splash all over the screen, because our thought is that the users of your app don't really care about our company. So you can look at Boopsie as an outsourced IT department, for your app. So we provide complete wraparound support. We're keeping up with all of the major operating system updates. We're device agnostic, so we submit to all of the major app stores, and we optimize the apps for each type of device. So you're not leaving any student out. And so when you're looking at a native app or a mobile website, there's a lot of considerations here. And again, it's really looking at the current studies and trends in app usage and going with what the students want. And I think native apps are mobile responsive websites can be marketed as a one-size-fits-all solution, but the reality is that they're not. They're not optimized for each mobile device. There's just kind of one solution, and it doesn't necessarily display correctly on all different types of mobile devices. And further, it's not very discoverable. The student actually has to type in the URL each time they want to go there or bookmark the page. It's like a complete circus. But on their mobile devices, they can just have the app there, they tap on the app, and boom, they unlock the gates to all this amazing information. And so it's pretty cool. And another consideration is, does the solution allow for multiple digital resources to be integrated on all different types of devices? And is the solution you're considering, or the company you're considering partnering with, focusing on mobile library solutions? And so here at Boopsie, 100% of our R&D resources go into library apps specifically. So we're not just some app dev shop. We form partnerships with a lot of major companies like EBSCO, Credo, and Gale Cengage, for example, to do these really great content integrations within the app, so the student isn't leaving the app environment when they're searching on these resources. So it's very important for us to continue to develop that and build those partnerships, because we really do want to provide that seamless experience. And ProQuest, I didn't mention ProQuest also. So is the company keeping up with all the latest mobile technologies and providing technical support? Again, this is no burden on your IT department. We provide complete wraparound IT support. So pretty exciting and good to know that your Dean of Library can sign off on this contract without going through IT. We integrate with all of the security protocols, any security protocol you may have. Our executive vice president of technology here was actually formerly at an IT security company. And so we're really able to do a lot of cool things here and integrate with all these security protocols because we have that level of sophistication on our team. And here's just a graphic or a visual representation of the library branded apps. As you can see, each app is very unique to the institution. The direct reflection, the logos, the colors, the look and feel, all very different here. And so at this point, if you have any questions, just feel free to type them in. Otherwise, I'm going to kind of plow forward, and you can ask questions again at any time. And you just go ahead and chat them into the chat box or the questions box. Either one works. Great. So here, again, I'm showing you the difference between a native app, a website, and a responsive site. So on the left side, you see the website, complete clutter, not helpful for a mobile user. They're going to abandon their research. In the middle, you have your responsive site. You don't really see a lot of different resources. I'm assuming you have to scroll down or click through to the next page. Versus an app on the right side, as you can see, it's very clean. You can see exactly where you need to go. And it's nice because you can have your calendar of events, your Ask a Librarian, again, LibGuides, blog RSS feeds, all that great stuff right in your app. And as I mentioned, it does decrease student abandonment of research, and it's very important for students to learn how to properly conduct research in order to be successful in their academic endeavors. And this is a great way to break it down. We have a lot of stats about students kind of sticking within the app environment and conducting research because they are in an app environment that is very intuitive to them. And again, a question that I think every librarian needs to ask themselves is, what is your mobile strategy? How is your library reaching students on their mobile devices? I think it's a question that's not asked often enough, especially given all the statistics. So the native app, again, it's highly discoverable. It's in iTunes. Once it's downloaded, it's loaded permanently on that mobile device unless they remove it. Ease of access, it's a single tap or click launch to access this fully library branded app. They're optimized for each different type of operating system. And we actually support scanning. So through our apps, we have this one feature that's very popular with academic libraries as a way of engaging students. It's called Book Look, which allows your mobile app users, so your students, to scan the ISBN barcode of a book and check it against the library's holdings from anywhere in the world. So it's very cool. If your library does hold, they can then place a hold on the book. If your library doesn't have the book, then they can tap a button that requests that your library purchase that particular book. And you don't have to have any of those features enabled. It's just an option because we are looking at the mobile devices and ways of optimizing them. And we have a very powerful search. So we have designed a search called Smart Prefix, the proprietary search that allows users to type in less to get to where they need to go. So for example, if the student was searching Mark Twain, they would just need to type in MATW, for example. With a mobile website, it's much harder to find. Again, the user needs to know exactly the specific URL, or they need to go to a search engine like Google or Yahoo, then search for your library, then pull it up. The reality is the attention span of these mobile users is very short. And so the idea that they're going to even continue down that path of research is pretty low. And 86% of mobile device users' time is spent in apps. It's a very important statistic. So really only 14% of mobile device users' time is spent in web browsers, so typing in URLs, going on Google that way. I mean, just think for yourself, if you're using social media like Facebook or Twitter, are you going to the web browser on your mobile device and typing in that URL, like www.facebook.com, or are you tapping on the Facebook or Twitter icon on your mobile device and it pops up? Very intuitive and easy to use. So it's the same idea for your library's resources. Again, a mobile site is not optimized for all devices. It is not this one-size-fits-all solution. And it's difficult to find exactly what you want. You may have to zoom in or zoom out, or it's going to require a lot more taps or clicks to get to where you need to go. And again, all the research suggests that and shows that the more time it takes for the user to get to where they need to go, the less likely they are to continue down that path. So pretty scary, and you definitely want students sticking and being committed to their research. Again, just a visual representation of the devices that we support. So from Android to Apple, Windows, Amazon apps. You know, Amazon just launched a cool new phone. Google Play, as you can see, we're submitting to all of these app stores and keeping up with all the operating system updates for you. So a little bit about Boopsie, and if I haven't convinced you already, you know, why Boopsie as a partner for this project with your library? And I think it really boils down to kind of 4 Any's. So there's any phone, any tablet, any network, anywhere. So no matter what kind of device your student is using, the app is optimized for that device. So no matter where they are in the world, they can still conduct research. Very important. So it allows your library to really retain relevance in the digital media world. So you're acknowledging these statistics. You're acknowledging the fact that students are really only accessing information in this way on their mobile devices. You're acknowledging that rather than having them come to you and begging you for it, which we have had student committees do, which is probably, you know, can be slightly embarrassing. And, you know, we have this powerful search designed for mobile, and it really is more than just a catalog search. There's access to student-preferred content like EBSCO, ProQuest. It allows you to highlight these great databases. You can also do an A to Z listing of your digital databases as well. And it's an easy, fast, and affordable implementation. It promotes library branding both on campus and you know, to prospective students as well. I think it's very attractive to prospective students, especially who are thinking about doing a lot of research. And it gives your students access to what they need fast, and what could be better than that. We also do have a multilingual capability. So if you, and I'm jumping ahead here, but if you do have, let's say, multiple languages, like really strong language programs at your school, or you want to reach diverse population, for example, maybe great for onboarding students, you can also translate your apps into, you know, we have the capability to support multilingual. And just a little bit more about us. We were founded in 2006. We're headquartered here in the Silicon Valley. So hello from California. We're in over 2,500 library locations worldwide, and we are the industry leader in providing mobile apps for libraries. Again, we support multiple languages. Our platform scales across multiple systems, including statewide systems, consortiums, co-ops, you name it, we're kind of in there. Some really great star partners, which I already touched on, like EBSCO, Credo, Gale, so these really exciting partners. And we are the mobile conference app provider for conferences like PLA, CLA, for example. So we really are you know, a trusted vendor across the board for libraries worldwide. A little bit more about our features. So we have our, of course, a library locator. So if you have multiple libraries on campus, you can go ahead and parse those out and list their hours, and you can also include like a staff directory. You know, we do our catalog search, so we integrate with all iOS systems. A calendar of events we can include, of course. Students love that, so if you host trainings or anything like that, you can put it on the calendar. Reading lists, all of your social media integration, blog RSS feeds, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you're on, we can incorporate it right into the app, and some additional content. So if there's something unique about your library, let's say you have like a library tour, we do have a couple of customers that have that, or shuttle tracker, or room reservations. So we can do kind of one-off things like that as well, which may be unique to your library. Some other features, again, I already discussed Book Look, and then of course audiobook and ebook access, multilingual, and additional integrations. So here are some of our integrations, and this is not a dispositive list. It is some of our lists. So as you can see, really great. I've already touched on these, and we'll go ahead and integrate these right into your app. Another thing I wanted to tell you all about is ComicsPlus, or it's our digital comics and graphic novel subscription. So what it is, it allows students basically to view digital comics and graphic novels. It's a complete content subscription. We have an embedded reader for our apps, and each checkout, so it allows for simultaneous checkouts as well. This really depends on the programs at your university. I can understand that this may not be a good fit for every library. We do have academic libraries that are interested in this subscription, kind of depending on what degrees you're offering, or if you just want to have an exciting way to engage students. I think this is a really great thing to incorporate, and it can be even on your PC, so you can put it right on your library website, and then we integrate it right within your app. So it's very unique, very cool, allowing for simultaneous checkouts, which we love. And then a little bit about CoverCake, which is also very popular with students as a way to engage and excite them. And then right after this, I'm going to get into the live demo. So CoverCake is kind of, we've labeled it as books as seen on TV. So it's books as seen on shows like 60 Minutes, The Colbert Report, Oprah, radio shows like NPR. It's going to list out the books of the guests that appear on the show, and also the actual interviewer themselves. So pretty exciting. It refreshes weekly, so it's a great way just to engage students with your library and get them excited about kind of reading and literature, and so pretty cool. And again, it keeps your library fun and relevant, so that's CoverCake. So I'm going to go ahead and go over a demo really quickly for you. Just give me one moment, and please do chat in questions. Right now would be a great time while I'm pulling up this demo to chat in questions. So I'm going to show you one of our academic apps, the Art Center College of Design. I really like this app because of the features. They do have some unique features in this app, as well as they went with some rounded icons, as you can see from look and feel. So they're rounded icons, their color seems pretty monotone. We can do all sorts of different colors, square icons. We can name the channels with descriptions or without, for example. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like to search the library catalog using Smart Prefix. So again, Mark Twain, M-A-T-W. Do you see it searching while I'm typing, and I have to type in less to get to where I need to go. Students love this. It increases the amount of searches that are ran because it is much more intuitive. Again, my account, so a student would need to enter their credentials here, and they'd be able to view their account, like due dates, they can renew items, things like that. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate our book look feature. I have a book on the Galapagos Islands. Let's see if it's in the holdings, but I can't quite remember. As you see, we're scanning the barcode. This particular book, well, it makes sense. The Galapagos Islands book is not necessarily available in the Art Center College of Design catalog, but if it were available, it would pop up, and you would be able to place a hold on that particular book, or again, request the library purchase it. So locations and hours. So they have 2 different libraries on campus. You click on either library, and you can put information about the library, phone, email, different hours, and other details. Again, we can include a staff directory as well. Just give me one moment here. I'm going to go back to the main menu, if it will let me. Let's go phone. There we are. Okay. Another unique feature, if you do have any floor plans or any maps, I love including maps. So you can go ahead and put those within your app. Very cool. Then we have, of course, our Ask the Librarian. So from your chat service, call, email, departments, here's where they have their staff directory. So you kind of include things where you would like them within the app environment. So very cool. And of course, all of your research tools, so your research guides, mobile databases, and you can kind of search other libraries as well. Again, they have all of their social media, so Facebook, Twitter, Flickr, pretty cool. Again, all within the app environment. Again, they do have a couple of unique features, the shuttle tracker, as well as the faculty technology reservation form. So if you have something like this, we can also incorporate that as well. I'm also going to go ahead and show you CoverCake. So let me pull up a different app here. So York County Libraries. So again, CoverCake, it would be a channel in your app. Again, you're listing out, they have New York Times bestsellers as well as books I've seen and heard on TV and the radio, so of course 60 Minutes. The Dr. Oz show. I actually had a Dr. Oz smoothie this morning for breakfast. It's pretty awesome. So I do like some of his recipes, and you know, it's just exciting way to engage students with shows that they're watching or like, or things like that. So pretty cool. And then that is it for the demo. I would love to demo any other features for you on a one-on-one basis. I just don't want to keep anyone here past half an hour. So let me go ahead and jump right into my presentation again. And again, please do feel free to chat any questions. So what I invite you all to do is to really take a look at our app. So you can download the Art Center College of Design. I'll name a couple more: the University of Awesome Libraries, USC Health Sciences Libraries. So you can go ahead and download those apps, or you can go to boopsie.com. You can click on Find a Library and type in your city or zip code to locate a library near you. So really what that's going to do is give you an idea of the look and feel and functionality of our apps. It's pretty exciting. If your local public library does have an app, I do recommend you download it as well, because you can check out ebooks and cool things like that from your app also. A little bit about our deployment process. So once you finalize a contract with Boopsie, it takes me less than typically 1 business day to get a proposal out. So I'll just need to learn a little bit about your library, your full-time enrollment, a little bit about your budget cycle, your resource portfolio, and just a couple things like that related to your library's needs. Then I'll go ahead and draft up a proposal. You just need to sign that proposal, return it to us. We'll build, customize, and test your app, and then it will go live, and we'll help you promote your app to your students as well. Right now is a great time to launch because it's kind of getting near the start of the academic school year, and it's a great way to kind of create a lot of buzz around your app. On average, it takes about 6 weeks for the app to go live after we go through that customization process, and we go through rounds of approval with all of our customers. Again, we estimate it takes about 1 day, only about 1 day of staff time to get us the information we need to build your app. So it's going to be like your catalog extract, logos, general look and feel ideas, and we provide a checklist of everything that we need, so we really break it down and make it easy for all of our customers, and there's no hosting or maintenance required. And so really what I want to emphasize on my last slide here is that when you're signing up with Boopsie, you're getting a true partner. We really do care about libraries. We're exclusively in the library industry, and we like that. We love it, so we're passionate about it. It's really going to increase student engagement with your library, and it's going to meet their demands for instant access to information. For better or for worse, it is how it is, and students want information broken down in that way. And so how is your library meeting that need? It's going to increase circulation and usage, of course, of all of your subscriptions and services, and likely more students will be reaching out to librarians simply by virtue of having that channel within the app for Ask a Librarian. Again, it's a very highly accessible and rich experience, and you get single app access to all of your digital resources, and we don't exclude any students based on the types of devices that they may choose. It's a great collaborative learning tool. So I invite you all to kind of mobilize your library today. You can reach out to me. My email address is megan@boopsie.com. My cell phone number is here on the screen, and I'm pretty active on Twitter as well. If you're on Twitter, go ahead and give me a follow, and I'll give you a follow back. So, are there any questions today? There was a question about pricing, and I think I did cover that. But if you want to go ahead and reach out to me via email right after the webinar, just some information about your library, your full-time enrollment, and what your library is really looking for, and what kind of your timeline would be. We can go from there. I think that would be a great start. Okay, and then we do have a question here. Is this webinar being recorded? Yes, I do record all of my webinars, so I'm happy to send anyone the link that would like it, because I do understand that you may want to share this webinar with other members of your team as well. Perfect. Okay, well that looks like all of the questions for today. I'm going to check one more time here. Okay, great. So if you do have any questions right after the webinar, just feel free to send me an email, give me a call on my cell phone. otherwise, I look forward to potentially helping all your libraries go mobile, and I hope you all have a really wonderful day. Thank you.